Standard 6th, Subject Maths, Chapter 1, Basic Concepts in Geometry, Practice Set 1. Dear students, let's discuss. Complete the Rangoli. Then have a class discussion with the help of the following question. So let's have a discussion with the help of these questions. First, what kind of surface do you need for making a Rangoli? For making a Rangoli, I need a flat surface. How do you start making a Rangoli? I can start making a Rangoli by drawing equally spaced dots on the flat surface using a chalk. What did you do in order to complete the Rangoli? So in order to complete the Rangoli, I joined the dots by straight lines to make a design. Fourth, name the different shapes you see in the Rangoli. So in this Rangoli, I find various shapes such as a square here. Then we have a rectangle, triangle of different shapes. Okay, two different sizes can be seen here. Number 5. Would it be possible to make a rangoli on a scooter or an elephant's back? No, it won't be possible to make a rangoli on a scooter or on an elephant's back as they do not have a flat surface. When making a rangoli on paper, what do you use to make the dots? When making a rangoli on the paper, I make use of scale and pencil to make equally spaced dots. So let's learn about points. A point is shown by a tiny dot. We can use a pen or a sharp pencil to make the dot. The dots in the rangoli are the symbols for points. A point can be given a name. Capital letters of the alphabet are used to name a point. The points P, A and T are shown in the figure alongside. So you can see point P, point A and point T here. Now let's learn about line segments and lines. Take 2 points A and B on a sheet of paper and join them using a ruler. We get the straight line AB. So here you can see we have drawn AB. Can we extend this line further on the side of point B? Yes, we can extend it further. And what about point A? Yes, we can extend it from point A as well. And how much? We can extend it as much as we want. So we can extend the line in both directions till the edges of the paper. If the paper is very big, the line can be very long too. Let's imagine that we can extend this line forever without any limits on both sides. To show this extended line on paper, we use arrowheads. See, like this, arrowheads at the both ends of the line. In mathematics, when we say line, we mean straight line. The first line that we drew was only from point A to point B. It was a segment of this longer line. So a line segment has 2 points showing its limit. So here AB is a segment of this big line which we have drawn showing the arrowheads. We write the segment AB as seg AB in short. A and B are its endpoints. A line is named using a small letter or by using any 2 points on the line. Line L as shown alongside. Its name can be written as line PQ or line QP, both the ways. Okay. Now let's learn about rays. Look at the pictures. What do you see? Rays starting from the sun go forward in all directions. Light rays from the torch also start from a point and go forward continuously in one direction. A ray is a part of a line. It starts at one point, for example point P, and goes forward continuously in the same direction without stopping. The starting point of a ray is called its origin. Here P is the origin. An arrowhead is drawn to show that the ray is infinite in the direction of point Q. The figure can be read as ray PQ. Remember, the ray PQ is not read as ray QP. You cannot start from Q and go towards the point of origin. A ray is always read from the starting point, that is its point of origin, and towards the arrowhead we will have one more point. Using that you will complete the name of the ray. Here the name of the ray is ray PQ. Next we shall learn about how lines can be drawn through a given point. So draw a point on a paper and use your ruler to draw lines that pass through it. How many such lines can you draw? You will see that an infinite number of lines can be drawn through one point. Infinite means as many as possible. Okay, innumerable. So through point P you can see so many lines are passing through that single point P. So infinite number of lines can be drawn through one point. When two or more lines pass through the same point, they are called concurrent lines. So all these lines which are passing through point P are called concurrent line. And the common point through which they pass is called the point of concurrence. So your point P is the point of concurrence. So in the figure alongside, can you tell me which is the point of concurrence and name it? Yes, point P is the point of concurrence. Can you tell? There are 9 points in this figure. You can name them. So let's name them A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Okay. After naming them, what do we have to do is, if we choose any 2 points, how many lines can pass through the pair? So let me choose 2 points, say A and B. So how many lines you can see passing through both A and B? Only one. If I choose F and G, so through F and G, only one. That means one and only one line can be drawn through any 2 distinct points. If you take B and H, there is no line drawn, but can we draw one line? Yes, only one line can be drawn passing through both these points. So any 2 distinct points, if we have, we can draw only one line passing through them. Which 3 or more of these 9 points lie on a straight line? 3 points, we can see point A, point B and point C lying on the straight line, as well as point D. So 3 or more points which lie on a straight line are said to be collinear points. Of these 9 points, name any 3 or more points which do not lie in the same plane. Point E, point H, point I do not lie on the same line. So points which do not lie on the same line are called non-collinear points. So you can see many points which do not lie in a straight line. E, A, I, F, B, D. So like this, points which do not lie in a straight line or on the same line are non-collinear. Whereas A, B, C, D points, you can see they lie on the straight line. So they are collinear points. Also point F, G, C are on a straight line. So they are collinear points. Let's learn about planes now. Look at the pictures. What kind of surfaces do you see? In the first 2 pictures, we can see flat surface on the table and the blackboard, whereas the cylinder shows curved surface. So the surface in the first 2 pictures are flat. Each flat surface is a part of an infinite surface. In mathematics, a flat surface is called a plane. Parallel lines. Look at this page from a notebook. Is this page a part of a plane? Yes. If we extend the lines that run sideways on the page, will they meet each other somewhere? No. Even if you keep on extending this line straight, they won't meet each other because they are parallel lines. So now I know lines which lie in the same plane but do not intersect are said to be parallel to each other. Write the proper term intersecting lines or parallel lines in each of the empty boxes. This activity is given for you in your textbook on page number 4. In the empty box there you can write the answer. So let's have a look at the first figure. What do you see here? Parallel or intersecting lines? Yes, you're right. you can see intersecting lines. The second figure shows parallel lines. They will not intersect. And the third figure, though they are not intersecting here, but if you extend this line further and this further, they will intersect because they are not at equal distance from each other. That means the third figure is intersecting lines. So this way we learned about parallel lines and intersecting lines. So my friend Maths is on the ground and in the sky as well. Observe the picture of the game being played. Identify the collinear players, non-collinear players, parallel lines and the plane. You can see these players are sitting in one straight line, so they can be said to be collinear players. Whereas the ones who are running in different directions. So they are non-collinear players. Parallel lines, you can see here parallel lines are drawn. Okay, and the plane, the ground which is marked for the game is the plane surface. In January, we can see the constellation of Orion in the eastern sky after 7 in the evening. Then it moves up slowly in the sky. Can you see the 3 collinear stars in the constellation? Right here we have the 3 stars of the Orion constellation which are collinear. Do you also see a bright star on the same line some distance away? Yes, here it is. So if we mark them, we can see that they are in a collinear plane. They are collinear points. So let's begin with practice set 1. Question number 1. Look at the figure alongside and name the following. First, collinear points. So let's have a look at collinear points. We can see that point M, point O, point T are in a straight line. So we can say that collinear points are points M, O and T. Do we have another set? Yes. Point R, point O and point N. So let's write points R, O and N are also collinear points. Next, we have to name the rays. Alright, so we can start with the point of origin, point O, and so many rays are there originating from O. Let's name them all. Ray OP, okay, we have ray OP here, then ray OM, ray OR, ray OS, ray OT and ray ON. So this way we have named all the rays in the given figure. Third question, we have to name the line segments. So let's write the line segments. Seg MT is the line segment. Then seg RN. Then seg OP. Seg OM. Seg OR. Seg OS. Seg OT and seg ON. So that means the rays are also forming the line segments. Next, let's name the lines. So we have lines which have arrowheads on both the ends. Only 2 such lines can be seen. So name them. Line MT and line RN are the 2 lines. So remember students, the difference between lines and line segment. If arrowheads are marked at both the ends, then that forms a line. If there is a point of origin and an arrow on the other side, it's a ray. And if there is a ray or a segment where you see 2 points marked on it, it is called a line segment. So like this we have completed our question number 1. Let's move on to question 2. Write the different names of the line. So we see line L here and some points are marked on it. So we can name this line with different names. Let's start with point A. First, we can say the different names of this line could be line AB, then line AC, line AD. Then we will come to point B, line BC and line BD. And then we will come to point C, line CD. So let's see the solution. The different names of the given lines are line L. First we name the complete line, line L. Then line AB, line AC, line AD, line BC, line BD and line CD. So this way we have named all possible names of the given line. Question 3. In the group A, some figures are given. We have to match with the names which are given in group B. So let's see the first figure. First figure is marked with 2 arrowheads at the end. That means it is a line. Correct. So the first answer is a line. Second figure. Here there are 2 endpoints. When there are 2 endpoints, it is a line segment. So second answer is a line segment. Here we see a flat surface. That means it's a plane. So the third answer is plane. And the fourth one, the last one, we see a point of origin and an arrow marked on the other end. That means it's a ray. So the fourth figure is a ray. So accordingly you can write the answers. Let's move on to question number 4. Observe the given figure, name the parallel lines, the concurrent lines and the point of concurrence in the figure. So let's begin with the parallel lines. So which are the parallel lines? Line B, you can see line B here, and it is parallel to line M, and it is also parallel to line Q. All three are parallel to each other. Line B, line M and line Q are parallel to each other. Also, we have another pair, line A. Look at line A over here and line P. Can you see line P? Yes. Line A and line P are parallel to each other. They are at equal distance from each other. Next, concurrent lines and point of concurrence. We can see that line AD, this entire line AD and line A, B and C are concurrent at point A. So we say they are concurrent lines and point A is the point of concurrence. Similarly, we have line P and line Q also concurrent at point D along with line AD. So we will write line AD, line P and line Q are concurrent. Point D is their point of concurrence. So this way we have completed question number 4 and as well as practice set 1. Do solve the sums in your notebook for a better understanding. Also, ICT tools or links are available. Use the tools of GeoGebra software to draw various points, lines and rays. See for yourself what a never-ending line is like. So this you can do as an activity. So students, stay safe, keep learning and thank you.